He got All-Australian. He did it about round 12 or 13 and was...
Can you remember Vossi's incident?
Remember that one?
Yeah, I looked it up. Yeah, I can't remember it.
You looked it up.
I did look it up. Yeah, so I draw a lot of confidence from him, just saying that once the bone heals together, and you're back to normal and you're ready to fire.
Michael Barlow's with us here on the run home from the Fremantle Dockers at 19-6. Michael, when you played in the pre-season, I remember at the time there were maybe 2 or 3 spots up for grabs on the senior list of Fremantle. There was 4 or 5 players going for it, and you had an outstanding pre-season. You played, I think, 3 or 4 games in the pre-season and just kept getting the footy. Well, the pressure on you must have been enormous in terms of you've got 3 or 4 games to win a spot. You're in a competition with other blokes. What was it like in terms of knowing that every time you went out there, you were quite literally playing for a career?
Yeah, you're right. It's and especially at Fremantle, I think you've probably seen this year, we've got fantastic depth, and so we've got Matt De Boer, who was on the rookie list, Jay Van Barlow, Alex Silvani, myself, so that we're all...
it was great rookie list, wasn't it?
Yeah. Good recruiting, absolutely, to find quality.
Yeah, so it was definitely, the heat was on, even during training and pre-season games, but it was a really healthy kind of competition for spots. So I think I was thrilled when kind of, Silvani and De Boer all got elevated as well, as I think they were for me at the time.
Were you counting each possession as it came up? Each possession that you got in the match? Because possessions are important, and obviously you want to be seen. Was it going through your mind that, I need to rack up at least half a dozen here, I need to get 10 in this quarter to be actually front and square in front of Harvey's eyes and the rest of the blokes making the decision?
Yeah, probably. It's probably the way I play my footy. I like to get involved early on and get a few touches, but as far as counting, it's pretty a tough thing to do, regardless of whether you get 6 or you get 40. It's pretty hard to keep kind of track of every involvement in the game. But I just tried to play my own game and contribute to what the team was trying to do from a coaching perspective and a structure perspective as well, because they really do look on that quite strongly at Fremantle.
What role did you play during the latter half of the year at the footy club?
Since the break, I've been around the whole time. I came home actually for a week, so I just had a week at home in Victoria, and I've been in Perth for the rest of the time because I was really keen to kind of stay involved and contribute to what we're going towards, which is still going tomorrow night. So within the development group, our first to third year players, I have a little bit of a role with some of the midfield players.
Well, there's 8 in tomorrow night's game. Yeah. And we just listed them then. Then there's Fife Morabito, Savani's mature age, Subin Crichton, Michael Walters, who's come in the last month, Stephen Hill, of course, we know, and Dylan Robertson, the young fella at the back. Do you work with some of those players?
Yeah, probably specifically more so the midfielders, like Jesse Crichton and Hilly as well. So kind of it's a bit weird kind of talking to Hilly about offering him advice kind of thing, because he's going to be an absolute superstar, I reckon. So, I just talk a little bit of footy with them, as well as kind of try and take their mind off it at times. And, and just in the rehab group with a few other boys that are injured at the moment, like Ballantyne and Chris Tarrant. So, I just try and keep my spirits up around the club, so that kind of can contribute to a more positive atmosphere for game day.
Michael, we all need a little bit of luck. We all need that little lucky break, and Spider Lee and Mark started taking full credit for getting you to where you are today. Just tell us how you actually got there. I know that you ended up in Fremantle, but who was the one that actually picked you out?
It's been... no one really wanted to pick me out there for a while. I was doing it tough for a few years, but I'll probably put a lot of credit down to Craig Blizzard, who's associated with Shep United Footy Club. In 07, I had a pretty good year and was going okay, and he got a few recruiters down to look at me, John Beveridge from St Kilda and a couple of others who...
Hang on, you were at Shep, were you? Were you playing at Shep?
Shep United,
Shep United,
in 07, so I was 19 playing there. And I got the...
Did you win the league best and fairest down there?
I didn't. I came second.
Okay, yep.
So I got invited down to St Kilda to do a pre-season, and that's where my passion really, I suppose, started to get in the system to play AFL footy. I always wanted to play AFL footy, but it was never a realistic kind of...
So when you went through that pre-season, what did the Saints say to you at the end of it to say, thanks for coming, Michael, but is there a deficiency in your game they thought you had, or what were they saying to you?
Oh, I think...
Because as a Saints fan, I want to know.
Yeah, it's hard to...
Why you're not playing for us this bloody finals campaign. Anyway, keep going.
It's hard to put it back, pinpoint it. But I think they were fantastic, giving me the opportunity. I mean, out of a country footy league to get the opportunity to train at the club. I was pretty disappointed when I didn't get picked up, but I can completely understand. I think they were just a bit worried about my speed and maybe my foot skills. So they said, to go away and work on them. And so I definitely thought I should have a go at the VFL footy. And Simon Atkins, from there on, as my senior coach at Werribee, I remember he said to me after the 08 rookie draft, he said he was surprised. He thought that I didn't get picked up. But
you never gave up on the dream, did you?
Yeah, no, I kept hunting for it. And I think Mum said, didn't get rookie one day, and she thought I'd probably throw it in, but the next day I was doing 200s around the footy oval at home. So,
but didn't Atkins say that, don't worry, you won't be here next year?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he said he was surprised that I didn't get picked up, and not to worry, we're going to have a good go at it next year, and that. Yeah, you're not going to be here next year.
Where'd it come from? Where'd the skill come? Did you take us through your family, if you can, Mick? Did your old man play, and where'd you grow up? And
I grew up in Shepparton, but Mum was a really good netballer. Played till she's about 55 now, so she was playing until about 50 in the A grade comp in the Golden Valley. So she was coaching and playing as a defender.
It's a fair effort at 50.
Yeah, so she has a bit of a competitive edge, and Dad used to be a pretty handy footballer himself, was cut down early on with injuries, but he played a little bit of Geelong West in the
VFA days.
Yeah, VFA, and just Rushworth. He was from Rushworth and played a lot of senior footy there. And so, yeah.
What about Fremantle? A lot of rumours going on that Chris Tarrant may be coming back to Melbourne. Hang on, we've got to ask, Robbo. That's why they get the big stories. That's why they get the big stories in the Herald Sun. You've got to ask the questions.
No worries, Ray, mate.
Thank you. Chris Tarrant, is he? Where's he at?
Yeah, it's a tough one to answer, I suppose, because within a footy club environment, you don't really talk to guys about how much money they're getting paid, how long they're on the contract for, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, my relationship, I was next door to him in the locker, and he just gets stuck into me all day. When I was on crutches, because I used to put me crutches in his locker, basically. He might be going because of that, but no, I don't think. We'll wait and see. It's obviously coming up to an interesting time in the AFL.
But great news that Pav's signed on, and that must have been for the group in general. Must have been
good in some respects and bad in others.
I'm tipping you want to be playing with him rather than against him.
Yeah,
Barlow's the one kicking it to him.
Feed him like a chook.
Take 10% off his contract.
I think he's a veteran, though, so half of it goes on that.
Yeah, that's
They've done the maths already.
Can we get to the game very, very quickly? Yeah. As I said, they've got 8 players, first and second year players tomorrow night. They're going up against one of the best teams we've seen for a long time. How can they do it? What sort of attitude do they need to knock over the Cats?
Yeah, I think we're just really excited by the opportunity, and I suppose it's going to be a matter of experience versus youth. So we're just really hoping for the excitement of our youth and our speed and our just appreciation of the game. And
the run's going to be important, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. And guys, if we can get like Stephen Hill involved, Michael Walters has been really good for us the last few weeks.
David Mundy.
Yeah, David Mundy's
Sandy.
Nearly a Monty, I reckon, to win our best and fairest. Sandy,
he's underrated around this country, David Mundy.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not. Everyone rates him.
No, you didn't. You told me you didn't rate him.
Absolutely. You just lied.
No, yeah, I did.
You just lied.
I'll take it back.
Okay, Michael, are you happy to hang with us until the 6 o'clock news?
I can do that.
Excellent. We'll go to Sandy Roberts and find out what's coming up on Channel 7. Sure, he's a man that looked great in purple. Sandy Roberts, 7 News coming up at 6 tonight. Sandy.
Francis, hello again. Yeah, quick look at what's making headlines as far as news is concerned. At 6 o'clock on Saturday, judges refused to delay sacked footballer Andrew Lovett's rape trial because of a possible clash within the AFL season next year. A road rage motorist jailed for 6 years for badly beating an 81-year-old man, and dozens of hoon drivers face court today now.